Part one, two. All right, welcome to the UCW Radio Show, and we have some awesome guests on here, and now we're bringing on another awesome guest, and Nina Bergman. We've had her here before. We have her here now. She's doing some amazing things, and what she's done since the last time she came on the show, again, is just amazing stuff. And I love that word, amazing. Nina, welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, good. Look at you. You got the new hairdo going, everything. Looking good, looking good. So,
You.
yeah, so for I know the viewers out there, they know who you are, the listeners out there, and people that are listening on Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you're listening, Nina Bergman has been doing some amazing things in her career, and Nina shares some stuff with me because I know you had the video game thing going on with Call of Duty, and you were Battery, and you have a couple of movie projects that you had done already. You have more things coming along, so share with us so that people want to know.
Yeah. Well, some people know me from Call of Duty on Battery, and then from the Doom movie, Doom Annihilation, the video game that they made into a movie. They remade it. Universal made it, and then I have been, busy lately. I was supposed to have been doing a whole bunch of Comic-Con this year to meet everyone and actually do live shows as well, but it got canceled. So I've
Pandemic.
been busy. Yeah, I know. I mean, they're talking about that they're gonna do it again soon because they're gonna find a way to like make it happen again. So hopefully that is the truth. But in the meanwhile, I just finished a movie. Hence, they chopped off my hair.
Looking good. Looking good.
That's a World War II movie, and I play a French resistant fighter. It's one of those dream parts that you get like once in a lifetime. And I wish I could talk about it and promote it. It's gonna come out in spring, but
Well, let's not
I'm
push
gonna.
too much because we don't want to go and shake things up. But people will learn more about it soon enough. Soon enough.
Yes,
Yeah, soon
yes,
enough.
that.
So, because we'll bring you on just to promote that movie when the producers say it, give you the thumbs up to do it. We don't want to shake that tree. Not now. We have
No,
other things to talk about.
I shared like a tiny little story of me on set in front of my trailer,
Okay.
and I got like, they're like, take that down, like on my story on Instagram, and I was like, I
Yeah.
just want to.
Well,
Yeah,
that's what happens because the producers, they want to keep everything in the can so they can let everything out together. They were doing that, I think, on Guardians of the Galaxy too, or Marvel, and they were yelling at people. They were
yeah.
yelling at Chris Pratt. I guess he gets yelled at a lot lately.
Yeah, it's like all the fun projects you can't talk about. There's so much fun stuff going on, and so it's a little bit boring that I can't talk about it. But
Mhm.
I did finish a movie called Carpe Noctem last year about a goth singer. It's a true story in the 80s. And November 1st, they're going to have the final edit. And hopefully by then, I'll have all the dates, the platform where it's coming out. And I wrote the music.
Oh,
So I played
nice.
and I wrote the music. So
That's right up your alley. That's right up your alley
I
because you're an actress,
know.
a musician, you're a fighter. You do so many things that it's ridiculous. Sometimes I see you're doing your boxing thing when you're on IG and you're slapping people around,
Yeah,
and you're
it's
doing it in the movies too.
I know. I have another one that I'm prepping for that I gotta get in shape and it's so much fun. And I have something very exciting that I want to talk about.
Go ahead.
I don't have the official date, but next month I did so many people because I'm vegan, I'm an animal rights activist, right?
Yeah,
And so many people have been asking, so I signed like a book deal, like a course, an online video book deal,
nice.
and the book is going to come out on how you can be vegan, strong, get all your nutritions and energy and how to do it all. So that will come out next month. I'll have an
Awesome.
official.
Congratulations. I love that. I love that. Peter loves you. You know that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I love them. They're very harsh sometimes in the way they do things, but
But they
they're
make things happen. They make things happen for the better. They put they look out for animals and things of that nature. And you being a vegan, it's interesting because you're athletic. You're
Yeah.
active. You're making all these movies. You're singing. It takes a lot of energy out of you. So tell me, before we go into your movie projects you've done, this is a good topic though.
Yeah.
How do you feel? Do you feel more drained because you're vegan? Do you feel more energized because you're vegan?
I created Fears and Vegan, it's called, because I could not do what I do if I wasn't vegan. Because working 14-hour days, sleeping
Yeah.
very little, fighting, being a rock star, singing on stage, training, 4, sometimes 5, 6 hours a day. I couldn't do it without having a clean, healthy lifestyle. And I always suggest to people, I'm like, watch Game Changers. That's out right now on Netflix. It's such a great documentary about what plant-based lifestyle would do to your body, because all the athletes right now are changing
Hmm.
to a plant-based diet. It's a myth. I eat what the strongest animals eat. I'm a little bit on the skinnier side now because I just literally just finished last week, playing, a victim. I was in a concentration
Oh,
camp, so I
so
couldn't.
you have to lose a lot. You have to lose a lot of weight
Yeah,
for that.
so,
Oh wow,
yeah, so,
that's like what Christian Bale does when he did that movie, The Furnace or something, where he lost all that weight.
yeah.
But
I
that,
didn't
that
have to.
that's commitment.
That's what it is to be an actor, right?
Yeah.
Either
Not everyone
you
can
go.
do that though. Not everyone can do that. That's hard.
It is hard. It's been extremely hard. You got to find the projects where it's worth it, right?
Yeah.
Um, but I couldn't do what I'm doing if I didn't eat the way I eat.
Hmm.
It just clears my mind, clears my body, gives me so much more energy.
You have more
You know.
focus.
Oh yeah,
You have more focus, which is important,
yeah,
because I know. I mean, you've had this lifestyle for a long time. It's not
yes,
that like you just jumped into it. It's not a trendy thing for you. This is your life. So, and I wanted to ask that question because I wanted to help disband the myth that if you go vegan, you're going to feel. I mean, maybe initially your body is going to go and change, but after that, you feel that energy level should be higher. Things should be better because you're cleaning out your system. You're eating I guess, what God intended you to eat out there
yeah,
if you were stuck in the jungle.
yeah. Basically, and you eat what the strongest animals
Yeah.
eat. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, even
Yeah,
though look, we have different digestive systems and the enzymes and all that other stuff, but they have things now that you can have plant-based meats, plant-based, anything plant-based, and that's a big thing. And and they're utilizing microorganisms for this stuff too to create this stuff. And it's adding the protein to
yeah.
more protein to these products, which is better for everyone, I think.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Reduce green
Yeah,
gases and do all that stuff, right?
yeah. Yes, I'm really excited because now I get to share all my secrets and what I do. Because
Yeah.
people are like, "Hey, I want to be vegan. How do you do it?" And I'm like, I can't really tell you that, in 5 minutes. It's like
Right.
it's a lifestyle.
Right.
So
So you have
yes,
a you have a whole ebook that's coming out, and
yeah,
it's gonna lay out your whole plan. Let's
yeah. You see the cover?
yeah, let's see the
Like it's like,
cover.
oh, I'll show you. I'll show you the cover. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. Here it is. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's nice. Oh, look at that. You're doing the Wonder
Yeah.
Woman thing. Whew.
Oh,
Nice,
totally.
nice, nice, nice.
Yeah. Trying to break the myth, right?
Yeah.
Of vegans a little scrawny. I don't know what. You
No.
know.
Yeah, that is a myth because I know a lot of people that are vegan and they're athletes, and
Yeah.
they're I mean the energy level is ridiculous. They're in the NFL, they're in the NBA. They're around. They're in wrestling too. You have vegan wrestlers that really can outlast others. So, but
Mm.
that's fantastic. I what I want to do when that comes out, we're going to bring you on just to talk about that entire thing so you can go and we can have some guests on
Yeah.
too. We can bring some
Yeah.
guests on for you and you can communicate with them. We can do a whole little show about that. Yeah,
Oh,
that would be
very
awesome to promote what you're doing. See, we support each other. That's what we do. So now,
Yeah.
let's talk about your movie projects. Then we're going to talk about the music. You did Car and you did Doom. That was last year, right? The Car and
Yes.
Doom.
Mhm.
Tell us a little bit about those films, and then we're going to talk about your latest projects because I'm interested in a couple of things that you got going on.
Yeah. Well, Doom based on a video game. Apparently, I'm the video game girl, right? So they redid the one with Dwayne Johnson, and Universal did it. We shot it in Bulgaria. It's a fun. It's just fun. It's
Right.
fun entertainment. And again, it's one of those things where you shoot 14 hours. You run around with they're like almost 40 pounds, machine guns shooting demons that are falling on you and chasing them. And,
You're running
and
around with a 40-pound weapon, okay, and they think that vegans don't have any power. Are they kidding me?
yeah, it was something else. And the same with the car. The car, there was like a lot of fighting scenes. They cut some of it out, but it was a lot of fighting. And it was a remake too of an original movie. And fun. They shoot in Bulgaria.
Oh.
Universal, a lot of their movies down in Bulgaria. So it's fun to shoot them being in another country. And you know
And I heard that in Denmark that the movie theaters, the support for the movies coming out are pretty high in Denmark.
Very true. And
Yeah.
the movie theaters are open now again in Denmark. They did, like, my little sister just told me, where, they're like every other seat, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
they're organizing it so they can keep movie theaters alive because
Yeah.
here in the States, the movie theaters are closed. You can't
We have
go.
the drive-throughs now. They're trying, in
Yeah.
here in the States. Yeah, the drive-throughs they're trying to make them hip again.
Yeah,
Mm.
but you know what? I mean, that's a good concept. It's cool for a one-off type of thing, but I think people just like to get out because they like being somewhere different. The Hollywood experience, the big screen in a movie
Yeah.
theater. That's why I said like the Regal, Cinemark, and all these theater chains that help to promote these movies and get these actors out there and get these projects becoming successful because you need the money from the
Yeah.
revenue stream from that to make the next project. Without that, you kind of hit a brick wall and then projects
Yeah.
slow down. That's what I see from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is fun right now to make movies in COVID because all the sets are smaller.
Right.
It's kind of like, I like it when it's a little more intimate, and they're trying to keep the sets as small as possible, and trying to cut people, and it's kind of like, it's fun to play big venues, but when you play the small intimate ones, they're actually my favorite ones.
Yeah,
You know.
it's funny you mentioned that. Years ago, Al Pacino, he was at what was it, Lincoln, the Circle on the Square in New York,
Yeah,
and
that's
he did an intimate deal, and I was there. I was front row. It's like he was so close to me. I was like, "Oh, back up, Al! You're a little bit too close." But it's just that feeling of you're like there with them, and for an
yeah,
actor, it's hard, but it's fulfilling because you just engage the audience.
yeah.
They're with you, and that's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, no, it's super cool. Yeah, so I like it now that a lot of the indie movies, they're going. A lot more indie movies are seeing the light of day, and we're being more creative.
Yeah.
With COVID, so it's a little annoying getting tested every other day and have to wear. We have to wear shields on sets,
Oh,
like
really?
around your neck, and then it's like a plastic shield. So in between takes,
Oh,
you
wow.
will have this shield.
That's yeah. That seems well. It's like another thing. Like I was speaking to a former executive, a big producer at Disney, and he was saying what they're doing because the way the sets are, you have protocols for the people that work in the back end of things. They know they have to do one, two, three. So this is just adding something to the equation. But as an actor, you're there and you're acting, you're interacting with other actors, and then you have to go put a shield on. So, I mean, are you able to if you're doing a fight scene or something, are you able to touch people, or how does that work?
Well, we quarantine together. We all get tested and then quarantine together. Like I lived right next to the set, and I just saw my main key actors. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was just quarantined with those. So it's a little, it's a little more lonely because you go on set and then you go and sit in your trailer. You sit and eat kind of with your little group of people that you've been quarantining with and that you're doing your scenes with. And because you have to be so careful. I mean, it takes one person to get sick and, they shut down the whole production. So you got to take it really seriously.
Yeah. And that's important. Even though it's tough and hopefully you get along with these people, because if you don't get along with someone, it's really difficult. It's like having someone you really don't like next to you 24 hours a day. That's not good.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they're all good people.
Yeah, I was like in the last one, it was like a dream crew and set. So yeah, but I thought about that. I mean, if you don't get along, you're screwed because you're doing everything together.
Yeah.
You can't, I'm one of those actors who like to hang out with a crew. For some reason, I always click with crew members,
You know why? Because you're real. You have, and I'll say it because whatever, I get backlash from it, but you have a lot of actors that sit in their ivory tower and they think that they're above everything. But if you, and building a business or understanding, being an actor, when you learn from the bottom up, you understand what it takes to make a film. So it gets you prepared for the next phase with directing a film and everything. So the lighting and how everything works and how it should work, and you know how to interact with people. Those are the most successful people in Hollywood. Okay, that are able to do that, and it's rare that you get those type of people. But you're one of those people, and I know it's going to come to pass for you. I know it. You're going to be directing big films. You're going to say, you're going to say James Gunn, who? They're not going to even know who he is anymore.
I just want to keep it real, and I connect, I connect with the crew guys, and they're the ones that are doing all the work, while I stand there, you have the stand-in or someone is, lighting it. Yeah. So, so it's a little lonely in that sense. Like you sit and eat with, you're within these cliques. It's like a little more clicky, but, I mean, right now we're all going crazy because all of us, we just want to work because we haven't been working for a while. So it's just nice to be on set and do things and, but again, if you're creative, you start, like I did my book on how to become vegan. I don't know if that would happen if COVID wouldn't have happened, I've been too busy.
This whole pandemic, a lot of bad things happened, and it's sad. But a lot of change happened, which made a lot of things transpire. Like even right now, we're doing the UCW Radio Show on Vero Hive. This would not exist right now at this quickly if it wasn't for what's transpiring. So things happen for a reason. What the reasons are, I don't know, but you have to seize the opportunity and do the things you need to do. And with what you're doing film wise, right now you're back to work, but you had that gap, and you're not a lazy person, which is a good thing. And then you created a book. How many people are going to create a book? You have great creative people that are writing screenplays. They're getting prepared for the next phase because you can't be complacent. You can't sit there. You'd go stir crazy. You'd be spinning around like a top.
I was like, I'm going to get in the best shape of my life, and I'm going to do what I always wanted to do, and write a book. And then
you did it, and you did it, and you just came off. You did a film that we'll talk about, on the next show. And then also you have some other projects that you're working on as well, right?
Yeah.
That you have lined up. Can you talk about anything like that?
I can talk about Carpe Noctem.
Okay.
The goth movie. It's a true story based on a goth singer it's like late 80s, early 90s, and it's one of those Requiem for a Dream meets Before Sunrise.
Okay.
Takes place one night. She meets the love of her life, and then they have this incredible night together, and it's just one of those really, really special ones, and I just love that time period. It almost feels like the way the director Gene Blaylock shot it, like, because he does a lot of horror movies, so he's very like dark and mysterious and stuff. And the way he shot it, it looks like a comic book.
Oh, like a graphic novel type of thing.
Yeah, so he
That's
created this
cool.
whole, because it takes place at night, so he created this whole other world.
Oh wow, like they did with Sin City, that type of thing.
Yeah, not as extreme, but definitely very much like it. So it's, I just love the world. Like I
Oh,
would watch Underworld just because I love that world.
right,
You know?
right, yeah. Oh, but
Yeah,
that's innovative, because you're utilizing CGI, but it's even more. It's more enhanced than that. That's AR. That's augmented reality. They're using all that stuff in the filming. That's fantastic, and it all
yeah.
takes place in one night. The
One night.
Oh, see that's some storytelling right there.
I know. Yeah. So that one is like, I just like it. It's very sweet. It's beautiful. It's fun. It's it's like the opposite of the one that I just did. The one I just did is epic. It's just like, you know,
Yeah.
and World War II. So it's like, it's just a humongous epic movie.
Yeah,
So yeah,
you're
and
you're overdue for a lot of epic movies. I got to say, because you work hard, and even when we talked about it off camera, but when you were going and doing the Wonder Woman, when they did that whole little promo for Wonder Woman,
yeah,
that was pretty cool. But it just showed the world that you can do something greater than you've done before, and now you're
oh
doing it. I
yeah.
love it.
All I'm gonna say is the World War II movie. It's that director that did Wonder Woman.
Oh,
So
I know what's coming. You don't have to go any further. I know what's coming there. Okay, and all I'm going to say is that, yeah, you know what? We need to do a whole show around that movie
yeah, when it
when they
comes
give you
out,
the okay. We'll bring some of your other actors, and that your co-actors, bring them on here and talk about it when they allow you to do it, because we can have
yeah,
a lot of fun with that. That'd be pretty
yeah,
cool.
there's some amazing actors involved, and this
Yeah.
one is, yeah. So I'm really excited, but it's like full circle, you know.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, but that's pretty cool. See, when you work with people, you build those relationships, especially in Hollywood. You work on one project and another, then great things happen.
yes,
And I love, because I always say that just because a person, doesn't matter what you didn't make it this time, people evolve and
yeah,
opportunities happen. Then all of a sudden, that person that was here is over here. So the
yeah,
people that were there with him or her down here, they're going to be there with them over there.
yeah,
And that's the best thing. That's the best way to, I mean, to me, with living life, you gotta treat people the way you want to be treated, and you have a little faith in people. They need
yeah,
support. Support them.
yeah,
Support them. So
yeah.
what music do you have in the film?
So
And Carp.
the 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 Carpe Noctem movie with a goth singer, I do all the music for that, and I sing all the songs, and I wrote all the songs.
Oh,
And
you wrote
for
them. You wrote them specifically for the movie.
well, it just so happens that I had some of them were specifically written for the movie, and some of them, because I was in a goth rock band,
Hmm.
and some of these songs, like there's one I can just say, it's called "Deadly Love," fit perfectly. You know what I mean? So, we did it. We re-recorded everything and tweaked them to fit the movie, but I wore some of my, original wardrobe that I wore when I first started. When I first came to the States, I came because my favorite band, the Kidney Thieves, lost their singer, and then I replaced them. So like I was like total goth,
Oh, that's
you
cool. Though. Oh, you kept all that stuff. Well, some people wouldn't do that.
know. I wanted to be Evanescence. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, but you know what? I mean, look, I do tell anyone that's listening to the show or watching this, okay, go back to the first interview that I did with you, Nina. Yeah, I want them to go and listen to it, because it tells your story from there. Okay, of when you came over and everything else, and
Yeah,
now that story is continuing, and you're doing
yeah,
so many great things, and movies, music, modeling, you're boxing and you're kickboxing and you're kicking ass coast to coast, making things happen. And it's so cool. And I love seeing when someone that I hold in a high regard rise up. I love
Mhm.
it because I know how you are, and when you're rising up, you're bringing other people with you, and I think that that is where it shows your character, and that is what inspires people. Because maybe it trickles down, and the next person does it, and the
Mhm.
next person does it, then we help people rise up. You need to do that stuff. So you have that, and what is this? Do you have another movie that's Baba Yaga?
Yeah.
What's Baba Yaga?
Yeah, I have one that another one that I started training with. Oh, I just wish I could talk because it's my favorite team that does a lot of action movies that's training me, and I'm learning. I've been learning sword fighting, a
Okay.
specific sword fighting that they're designing for me for this character, and it's a lot of action, like a lot of specified action. They want at least 4 months from me.
Oh
You
wow.
know, training. Yeah.
Training with the sword, then do the movie.
Hmm.
It
Yeah.
is different. People that don't aren't actors, they have to understand just because you can box, you can fight.
Mhm.
Okay. Problem is you can fight. A fighter can fight doesn't mean they can be a Hollywood fighter. It's different.
Yeah. Very different.
It's very different. So you get angles and everything, but this is understanding how everything works, and your progression in there is ridiculous.
And the ballet, as a ballerina, and that's what's really helping me. Like the boxing is all tight, and it's actually not helping my acting fighting very much because acting is a little more. It's bigger,
Yeah,
It's whatever looks good on camera. I
right.
mean, I guess it helps in the sense that if I throw a punch, it looks real, but and I have some upper body strength. But for movie fighting, I mean, it's an art form in itself. You got to relearn everything. I gotta, I'm training with them all the time. I've been training with them on Zoom
Hmm.
because they were in Berlin shooting another movie, and you know, um, now they're back here getting ready for another movie. So and because of COVID, so I do a lot of Zoom training right now these days.
Well,
Which
we
is
got to turn that Zoom to Vero training. We're gonna work on that. We got to talk to people. We got to
yeah,
talk
I
to
know.
people.
Yeah, we gotta change that. No more Zoom.
Yeah,
Um, yeah,
but
we definitely
that's
change.
cool though, because you're able to stay connected with your people and
Yeah,
continue to train and everything, even remotely, because they're able to see what you're doing. You're able to do stuff together.
yeah, it's been really interesting. At first, I didn't know if it was gonna work, but I literally emptied out my whole living room, got lights, ordered plastic swords on Amazon. I made it into a dojo studio. Got
Oh,
all the mats.
nice, nice, nice.
My room right now is like a gym. Yeah,
That's nice.
yeah,
Yeah, and the thing is that I mean, you've done action films before, so you've done these fight scenes and everything. A lot of people when they think that just because an actor can do that, that they know how to fight. I go back to the Karate Kid. Marty Cove told me he's not a martial artist, doesn't train it, but he was the Cobra Kai and the Karate Kid. Same thing
yeah,
with Pat Morita. He didn't know anything about martial arts, but he was Mr. Miyagi. So
yeah,
it's how you can act the part to make it
yeah,
look as realistic as possible,
exactly.
and yeah, and that's the beauty of Hollywood, and you're doing some amazing things there. Now, why don't you let people know what kind of training beyond the sword training, what kind of training are you doing physically, your workouts? How is that helping you to get through everything, and what are you doing?
Uh, During COVID, working out has been my main source of sanity, keeping myself sane.
Yep.
Um, and I've been lucky because I've had friends with private gyms I could go and train at, but I didn't feel comfortable going in a gym even when they opened up. And so I've been doing a lot of my own home workouts.
Right.
And I normally do a combination of boxing and yoga,
Okay.
because I punch and hit, and then I like to yoga is so good for your body and healing. So I've been like doing my own little routines at home.
Hmm.
I've been creating my own workouts, and I tried a couple of classes, but it didn't really do it for me.
I figure a lot of the women out there want to have a body by Nina, so they want to know this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I
That
what
may
I
be that may be another book, by the way.
you were totally onto something, but now I'm giving it away. I was supposed to wait, but I'm doing a 12 step 12 chapters of veganism, how you change your diet. And then after that, I'm doing another 12 on just exercise.
Ah,
All the different kind of exercises that I do and how you combine them and why I do what I'm doing and all of that stuff. So I'm doing it in 2, but I'm starting with a nutrition because I think,
oh,
start with that.
that's where
Because
it starts. The nutrition is where it starts.
yeah, I mean, I don't really work out that much because I've been so busy, but I can cheat it with my food.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like I'm working out and I have a six pack, but I don't work out that much because I just eat super clean.
See,
So I'm like, start with the food, clean out your body, and then when you're done with those 12 steps, you finish all the chapters, then I'll have my other 12 chapters ready of what I do for core and back pain and why I do the stretches I do and why I do certain things, and because there's a whole philosophy behind it. Because I
yeah.
don't believe in super heavy and I don't believe in no pain, no gain. I don't believe in that.
Oh,
Uh,
you got to take care of your body, you know.
yeah, exactly. You push yourself and you do all that stuff, but being a boxer, being a ballerina, I hurt my body a lot by pushing, and I didn't actually get that much further.
Yeah. You
You
don't
know
think
what
about it when it's happening because you're like, "Ah, it feels good," but then 10 years later, you're like, "Oh my God, my shoulder."
I mean? I know it's like running downhill. I mean, there's nothing better than just flying down a hill,
Yeah.
but your ankles, whatever, if you do that every day, you're gonna,
Yeah,
yeah, you
something can happen. So it's balance. It's all about balance, you
I
know.
know, yeah.
And
And
you
then,
and you post things on IG with your exercise routine too, right?
yeah, I do. I do. I give some of them away, but what I'm trying to do is because I had access to private gyms and all that stuff,
Mhm.
I wanted to create the exercises so you can do it at home. You
Yeah.
can get a couple of resistant bands and very low cost. You just need enough space, to have a yoga mat, and then so there's no excuse.
Yeah, but there you go. No excuse. And people discount bands, and I use bands every day in my training. I don't care if I'm putting them on the bar, if I'm using them just independently, but that resistance training helps to strengthen your joints and all your ligaments and tendons around it.
Yeah.
And
No, I agree. I mean, as I said, the last movie I just did, I was in the forest a lot, so I put the resistant bands around a tree because as my character becomes stronger, we shot in chronological order. I wanted to build my character physically as well, and I
uh,
didn't have time. It was 14-hour days, so in between takes, I was standing with my resistant bands, doing my workout.
yeah.
Use tombstones as my push-up benches, and
Yeah, but
like I.
that's old school. If you're living near a forest and you have to train type of thing, and you're living in the woods. But that see, where there's a will, there's a way. That's what it comes down to. Where there's a will, there's a way, and you needed to do it, and that's commitment to your character because now your character has to get stronger, which means that you got to get stronger. You have to look stronger. It's not just you're not wearing prosthetics. You have to
No,
actually get your body stronger during the
yeah.
process. That's tough. That is
Yeah,
tough.
surgery it takes. They'll be laughing at me. I'll be over there pumping like crazy.
Yeah,
Uh,
they're gonna be laughing when they're looking at the dailies. They're like, "Holy crap!" You know?
and then they were happy. They're like, "Oh my god, look at that shot! The way she's holding the gun, and look." And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
But
See?
like anything else, people think you're crazy. And then after a few days of doing it, then they're used to you being over in the corner, using trees and tombstones and whatever you can find as workout props.
Man, and they start joining you. They're like, "All right, I'm in. I'm in."
And
Yeah,
parents would come over and they would, borrow my bands. And
yeah.
yeah, that's exactly what
You
started
see how
happening.
contagious that becomes when you're doing something and people are like, "Wow, you know what? If your arms look like that, maybe I should try a little bit." That
Yeah.
that's good. All right, cool. So now, what are you doing? Uh, what are you doing music wise? Are you working on any music projects?
Yes, I am.
Okay. See, I asked the right question because I know how you are.
Yeah, I'm working on something really exciting about the music, but I don't know if I should share it yet.
Uh,
Um,
I don't want you to let anything out that's gonna. But
share a little bit because I'm not showing it. So what I'm doing is I created this project with a girlfriend of mine, my favorite photographer, this creative stuff. She contacted me my hair. She wanted, so we created this kind of character, and we've been shooting a lot. And what we're doing is I'm writing an album. So we're doing, I don't know how to explain it. We're doing an album where it, like, each song has its own cover and story. So it's going to look like a comic book. You can play it as, you see the images go through it, but it's all it's like the songs fits the character, and it's a whole long story.
Oh,
So the album,
that's interesting.
it's a visual album.
That's interesting because you can take, if you're playing the music and you got the graphics, you can put that on a big screen and it goes with the music.
That's what we're doing. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
doing an exhibition once things open up again with all the pictures we have taken, and we are like combining it, and we created this whole character and a story for her, and I'm writing the songs. I mean, it's all coming from me, so it's all part of what I'm doing, but it's just coming out insane. Shooting like crazy with her. Again, something you can do in COVID.
Right. But
And
that sounds pretty dope, though.
It is. So it's, that's what I'm saying. It's like all these creative things have come out of COVID, where it's like I'm doing like this whole visual comic book that goes with the album.
No, I like that. That's different. That's different. But the innovation, the creativeness coming from spending time and just thinking, this magic happens.
Yeah, no, it's really special.
So when's that coming out?
So we're working on it right now, but hey, I had to finish the book by this month. I'm training every day. I had to do pickup shots for the World War II movie. I just finished that last week.
Yeah, you have a lot on your plate, but see that just tells people, anyone that's listening and seeing this, that you got to put the work in. You got to seize all opportunities as they come along, and you take this opportunity here, do it, and you do that because you may not have a chance in a year to write that book. You may not have a chance to do the musical creative part in a year because you may be too busy on 3 film projects. So now's the time to do this. And then in a year you may not have time for me, and that's going to be it. It took it. But you're one of my favorite people. This, and I know the things that you've been through and what you've done and what you're continuing to do, and I think your future's bright. There's no question your future's bright, and every time I talk to you, I tell you it's brighter and brighter because I see it. It's not something that's came out of nowhere. I saw the struggle, and I see where you're going and where you're going to go. I don't know. I can't see that far, but I do know that it's pretty blinding, and I just I can't I have to wear sunglasses and stuff, and it's just you have a lot of things in motion. I'm glad that the people that you work with before are now also rising. So you have a great team of people that are going to be creating some magic, and that the producer, and I know who did it too. I know the guy. I forget his name.
Talk about it.
No, but I know who he is. I know, but I mean, I know because and we're gonna bring him on here too. I gotta, later on I'll reach out to him. I'm not gonna say anything now.
About it, remember?
Yeah, we're not talking about that.
We work together.
Yeah, we're not talking about it.
We're not talking about that.
Yeah, that's all but the thing is that the fact that all these projects are coming to fruition and they're growing, and you're taking on all these other things, it just when you do that as you're rising up, like with your friend, when you're doing the music and the creative part, it helps her to rise up. It helps this to rise up. Whoever you're dealing with the book, they rise up because you're rising up, and that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So now tell me one thing before, I don't want to take too much more of your time on this morning because you're busy. You're busy. I know, even during the pandemic, you're busy. But what do you want to, let people know right now that you're doing that maybe they don't know about? I know we talked about a lot, but there may be something.
I'm thinking that they can see and or upcoming things, or I mean, obviously the book next month I'm very excited about. A lot of people don't know that I was in a rock band last year called Letters from the Fire, and I just released a couple of EPs on my own.
There
That's
you
on
go.
my website.
Okay, cool. And that's
Yeah,
ninabergman.com.
yeah, the ninabergman.com. So I have a couple of CDs up there that I did after my band, and that are out right now, that a lot of people don't know, because again, it takes a lot of time to promote all this stuff.
Sure, sure. But
I'm not the best promoter. Yeah.
but you
Um,
have a fan base that crosses over from music to movies to Call of Duty to, I mean, they follow you all over the place, and that's those you have a loyal fan base, and that's good. They love
yeah.
you. They love you. They're like, oh, little hearts and everything.
I'm very lucky that way. A lot of people are like, oh, you're doing too much. You're spreading yourself thin. And I was like, maybe, but it's all coming from the same place.
Yeah.
Whether I do a movie or write a song, I draw from the same creative place.
And
You know what I mean?
yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. Because when are you going to do it? When you're 60? You got to do it now.
Well, that's how I feel. I was like, I get asked all the time. So I was like, I just want to, right now in my life, dedicated to, hey, my living room is a dojo studio. That just says where I'm at in my life.
Yeah, I get you. Just
Yeah. I want to keep taking things to the next level. I still feel like I have a lot to prove to myself, and I love to, like, a lot to give right now. I have so much to give, and so many amazing stories that needs to be told,
right, and that's the
that I
key
want to
thing. You have a lot to give. You've already proven yourself, so that has nothing to do with it. Maybe for yourself, you feel that way, which is a good thing. You're driven. You'll keep pushing yourself. You're like me. You're never satisfied with what's in front of you. You need to do more and get more things going. You know.
yeah,
All right, I think. Look, you have a lot of great things going on, and we're gonna bring you
yeah,
on again. We're gonna do a whole special. We're gonna call it the Nina Show. We're gonna bring, your other, we're gonna bring on some fans maybe, so you can speak with them as well. We're gonna do something special. We're gonna make that work. We're gonna make that happen. And for all our listeners and all our viewers, you want to find out more about Nina, you can go to ninabergman.com, on Twitter
mhm,
at Nina Bergman, see, at Instagram at Nina Bergman, and
yeah.
I don't know if you have an official Facebook, but
I do. I'm not so much on Facebook. Instagram seems to be where
okay,
it's
we get
at.
rid of Facebook. We don't want that anyway. We
No,
got
no,
we got,
Facebook. I'm sure.
but
Yeah,
but the thing is with people that want to follow you, they want to follow you, stay in touch and see what you're doing and get the daily or get the weekly, whatever they want to do to find out more about you. These are the places where you're most active. Instagram is the big thing for you, and they're able to go find out more. So I do
yeah,
implore anyone that's listening and viewing, you love this girl, follow her and find out what she's doing, because she's rising high, and she's going to be one of those people that you're going to look at in the next 10 years. You're going to say, wow, she's not an actor, but she's a director, she's an author, she's this, she's that. You have a lot of things going on, so, and you're going to have a lot more things going on. I know that. So, Nina, is there anything that you want to leave listeners and viewers with at this point?
well, I just hope that they're going to stay in touch and follow, because I have so many great, exciting things coming out so soon. So I want to make sure that I can share it all with them. And I wish I could talk more about these projects, but it's
We'll
just
have more than enough time to talk about that on another episode.
creative,
Yeah, and
you know.
another show we're gonna do that. We're gonna do something special, But yeah, so anyway, so guys, follow this girl, Nina Bergman. She has a lot of things going on. Nina, thank you so much for spending this time with me. I apologize for the little glitches earlier, but it's life. It's life. It's life.
Yeah.
And we're gonna bring you on again. Don't leave. Don't leave. But for the listeners and viewers, thank you again, and we'll be back with you for another episode of the UCW Radio Show. Great guests, great things going on, and thank you again for listening and viewing.
Yeah.